Hello, my name is Emily Foster. I'm one of the librarians in the Oakland History Center at the Oakland Public Library at the main library. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to use newspapers.com, which is a great resource for doing any sort of historical research. You can find there back issues of the Oakland Tribune, Oakland Inquirer, and a couple of other Oakland newspapers from the past, going way back to the 1800s. And yeah, it's great. You can use it from home, and it's a great way to research or just get lost looking at stuff from the past. So there's a couple ways you can get to newspapers.com. The first one I will show you is through navigating the Oakland Public Library website. So I'm here on the Oakland History Center page, which is just oaklandlibrary.org/OHC. If you scroll down from here to these links on the left side, you will see Oakland newspaper research. Click there. It'll take you to this little section, and this has a breakdown of the Oakland Tribune, where you can find different years of the Oakland Tribune, because sometimes one database has one set of years, another database has another set of years. So it's kind of broken up, unfortunately. But also there are links here to all of the different databases. And if you scroll down further, there's even more on the California Digital Newspaper Collection and SF Chronicle. But going back up, we're going to talk about newspapers.com today. This is one way to get here, but it is not my favorite way, because I often know that I'm going to go directly to newspapers.com. So here's what I recommend. Go way back up to the top. On any page of the library website, you don't have to start from the Oakland History Center page. You will always see this bar up here, search the catalog by keyword, type in whatever you want. But in this case, we can type in newspapers.com. There we go. If you type newspapers.com up here into your browser, it will take you to newspapers.com, but it will ask you for your credit card information. So you don't want to do that, because the library has already paid for you to access newspapers.com. You want to go through the library catalog to find it. So here are our search results. We came up with newspapers.com and newspaper archive. So you can just click here to connect, but you can also click the title here, newspapers.com. It brings you to a new page with this link to connect. You can bookmark this page before you go further, and then you will always have an easily accessible quick link. So one other thing to note is that if you are inside the library, you can click this link and it connects. You don't have to log in. But if you're at home or somewhere else outside of the library, you will need to log in with your library card number and your PIN number. So just be ready with that. And then click to connect. This is the newspapers.com homepage. The library subscribes to the California collection, so there's newspapers included from all over the state. You can browse here the names of the papers. You can see there's Alameda up at the top alphabetically. Lots and lots of papers. You can type in Oakland to see the Oakland papers that are available. And there we go. But what I would recommend is, unless you really are like studying the Oakland Inquirer specifically, something about it, I would recommend for a general search not doing this, going just from that general homepage and typing in Oakland as your location, because that will allow you to search all of those Oakland papers that we just saw all together. So you'll get results from all the pages, all the papers combined. For the date, you can put in an exact date, you can put in a range of years, you can put in a single year. Let's do 1934. We're going to search for Gertrude Stein. You can search for whatever you want, of course, not just Gertrude Stein. But if you have more than one word in your search term, you do want to use quotation marks, because otherwise you're going to get results that have an article about Gertrude Smith on one side of the page of the newspaper and Robert Stein on the other side. So to keep them together, use a quotation mark. So we've got a lot of results here from 1934, 41 matches. If you scroll through here, you can see there are little thumbnails for each article. Before we scroll too much, though, we can sort. Right now, they're sorted by best match, which in this case doesn't mean a lot because I think most of these are probably truly about Gertrude Stein. We can do by date, newest or oldest, or by date added, which can be useful because they are adding new papers to this database all the time. So like if you're on a long-term research mission and you search for something 5 years ago and you want to search again, but you know you already looked at everything they had 5 years ago, if you sort by date added, then the ones that are more recently added will be pulled to the top for you. So it doesn't really matter here. Let's just do oldest first. Sometimes this is why this was not such a good match, because who even knows what that is? If we click through, maybe we'll see something, but who knows? So I'm going to click on one that looks like it's really related. We'll just try this one here, since I'm not really looking for anything in particular. So this is something someone's saying about Gertrude Stein. Someone doing a little column here. So let's say, for example, we want to look more carefully at this. We can zoom in or out. Here you can make it pretty big so it's easy to read. You can just grab the screen to drag it up and down, right and left. Zoom out so you can see where the borders of the whole article are. If we wanted to see like what else is in this newspaper, we can see this is the magazine section. We can go back to previous page using the little buttons at the bottom. And if we want, we can go to a specific page, see what's on the front page that day. There we go. So then the other main thing that you are likely to want to do with this resource is to save an article. So there's a couple ways up here on the top toolbar that you can save things. Clip requires you to create an account inside of newspapers.com, and it will save your articles to your newspapers.com account. Print and download, just as it sounds, allows you to print or download the articles. And share lets you email. Save to Ancestry works if you have an Ancestry account. I usually just do print and download. So that looks like this. You can choose whether you want to save the entire page or if you just want a portion of the page. So entire page is pretty self-explanatory. We'll select a portion. So let's say we want this article about fish scores. Fish, that must be a person. Hamilton Fish. Okay, so this is a really long one. It goes way down the page, so we can stretch this rectangle out. and that's continued later. But so we've got this really long rectangle here. If we save this as a JPEG, the JPEG is going to look just like whatever rectangle we have selected here. If we save as a PDF, it is going to be kind of shrunken down to fit in the center of the page. So if you have a really kind of long or large article, the PDF I think is not always the best choice, depending on how you're going to view it. If you're thinking of printing it, it's sometimes not big enough to be legible. Either way, your file name is going to include your citation information, so the name of the paper and the date and the page will be on there. I'm going to click Save as PDF so you can see what this looks like. So yeah, so here's what that PDF looks like. It's got the citation up here at the top. This has everything you would need if you were going to cite this article in an academic paper, for example. And it's easy enough to read on the computer because you can zoom in, but it is a little bit squished down if you imagine printing this out. And then your file name is going to have the full date, Oakland Tribune 1934-33, page 1. The file name will be the same for a JPEG, just with .jpg instead of .pdf. So, yeah, this resource is great for searching for basically anything, people's names, addresses. If we look at all these things I've searched for. Your Oakland libraries. Oh yeah. So if we search like this, up at this search bar here, it's just searching this particular day's paper. So we have to go back if we want to know what was I searching for that said your Oakland libraries. I'm going to erase the date. You can also leave the date blank. Yep, so there are some. Maybe this is what I wanted. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted because this is a cute poster. Anyway, here we have found the date of this poster that I had a copy of. So yeah, newspapers.com. Great for finding all sorts of random things. And I hope you have fun using this. If you have questions, you can let us know. You can email eanswers@oaklandlibrary.org to ask questions about this resource or any others. And have a great day.